Hello students. Yesterday we have seen the case of forced harmonic oscillation, and I think till this time all the concept about the harmonic oscillation that is clear to you, as I have taken the summarized form of all of the oscillations. Means firstly I just explained simple harmonic oscillation. After that I tried to uh, clear you about the real oscillation, that is damped harmonic oscillations, and after that how can we convert it into the simple harmonic oscillator using forced harmonic oscillation. I have just explained it. So I think these three are related to each other, so that's why there is no confusion at all in that problem. So if all that things are clear, then here we have to study more about the simple harmonic oscillation, and also the body executing simple harmonic oscillation. What will be the its time period, what will be frequency, and types of things we can easily calculate for different types of bodies that is executing simple harmonic oscillation. Means the problem where we are not taking in consideration the damping forces or resisting forces, only we are taking the case of free oscillations here, and we will derive an expression for time period or frequency or displacement for that types of oscillation. So first here today we have to study, that is force law for simple harmonic motion and expression for time periods. So already I have actually expressed the time period with the formula using displacement and acceleration, but still again I will explain it. But first here, what is the force law of simple harmonic motion? So before knowing this topic, as you know that in while oscillating, in simple harmonic or in damped or in forced, I have taken the case where body is in equilibrium condition. So if the oscillating body that is in equilibrium, it means that the forces acting on it are in the balance. Clear? And if the forces are in balance, then there can be three cases for the equilibrium condition. So the three cases, and first case is neutral equilibrium. Clear? So as you we have already studied the cases of equilibrium, how many types of cases are of equilibrium are in case of rotational inertia chapter. So I think there is still no confusion. We have three types of equilibrium cases: neutral, stable, and unstable. So, based on that motion, there in the vibratory motion there can be also three types of equilibrium. So, if the body is in equilibrium and forces that is acting on the body that are in balance, then three equilibrium cases can be arise. First equilibrium case is neutral equilibrium. It means that suppose if this body is like this and this is in equilibrium condition this type, and we displaced this body here, and still the body after displacement is in equilibrium. So this type of equilibrium is known as neutral equilibrium. It means that after displacement no oscillations will be there, only means forces will be in balance at every point uh, on on the path of the body. It means that if we will displace this body to this, then it will be in equilibrium. If we will displace this, it will be in equilibrium. Means at every point it will be in equilibrium, and means the forces acting on it are totally balanced it, and that's why no oscillations will be in this condition. So such types of equilibrium is known as neutral equilibrium. So I think that equilibrium is totally clear to you. If forces are acting in such a way that at every point they counterbalance each other, means the if particle will displace from its mean position or equilibrium position, then again it will come into a new equilibrium position after the displacement. So that types of equilibrium is neutral equilibrium. Clear? Second case is that the case of unstable equilibrium. unstable equilibrium. So in case of unstable equilibrium, if we displace this body, and suppose that we displace, and this body will go beyond the it means it will go out in the direction of displacement and never returns to its original position, then such types of equilibrium is unstable equilibrium. Means suppose that we have just tied a thread, a stone with a thread, and after that if a stone is very heavy and we have displaced it, and after that it will go in the direction of the displacement, and again it will not return to its position, its mean position, then such types of equilibrium is unstable equilibrium. Clear? Means equilibrium was unstable, so that's why it will not try to return it into the initial position or in its equilibrium condition. So such types of equilibrium is unstable equilibrium. So I think there is no confusion guys in that. Third case is stable equilibrium. Stable equilibrium. So the case of stable equilibrium in which if we displace a body from its mean position or equilibrium position, then after displacement a force will act on the body in the opposite direction of the displacement, that is known as restoring force, and that restoring force will have tendency to restore its original position. Means body will only come to its equilibrium position as it was. Clear? Means there can be no new equilibrium position for the body, only body will try to keep it in the equilibrium position as it was before the oscillation. So this is the case of stable equilibrium, in which if we displace the body, then a restoring force that acts on the body to restore its original condition, to restore its position, means it will act opposite to the direction of the displacement. So such types of equilibrium is known as stable equilibrium. So again let's see in a summarized way. In neutral equilibrium, if we displace the body, then body will be in equilibrium at the new position. Means at every point it will be in equilibrium position, and means with the if we displace it, then it will become the position of equilibrium at every point in the space. And the second case is unstable. If we displace the body, then if all the forces are acting in the direction of displacement, then body will go in the direction of displacement only, it will not try to come to its original condition. So such types of equilibrium is unstable equilibrium. Third case is that the case of stable equilibrium. So in case of stable equilibrium, if we displace the body, then restoring force will act on the body, and that will restore its position. So that's why oscillation is possible in the case of stable equilibrium. So as we have seen in case of simple harmonic oscillations, then when we displace a body to its from its equilibrium position, then after displacement, if displacement force is acting in this direction, and then a restoring force that acts in the opposite direction, and that force is always proportional to the displacement in the body. Means greater will be the displacement, greater will be the restoring force in the system. Is greater with the greater force it will try to restore the its original conditions. So this is the restoring force. So that restoring force is directly proportional to distance. Suppose that here x displacement is occurred here. So this is as it is in the opposite direction to this displacement, so that we can take here minus sign. So if you will solve it, then expression that is obtained, that is F equal to minus kx. So this is known as force law for simple harmonic motion. As in simple harmonic motion, stable equilibrium is occurred, and also a restoring force acts on the body to restore its position to its original condition, and it is directly proportional to the displacement. You can solve it, and this is the force law for simple harmonic motion. So I think there is no confusion while we are talking about the equilibrium. So you have to keep in your mind that in every damped, forced or simple harmonic oscillations, the equilibrium was stable equilibrium, not neutral and not unstable cases. I have just taken, I have taken only stable equilibrium condition. So I think guys, this problem is clear to you. What I was just trying to say you. Next topic is in this, that is expression for time period. So as we have calculated a number of quantities by using the equation, displacement equation of simple harmonic motion, like acceleration, velocity and time period, and also uh, energy and other things. So as we have derived, then we this acceleration of the simple harmonic oscillation, that is given by this omega square by, and if suppose that here displacement is x, then we are taking omega square x, where omega is the natural frequency of the oscillator and it is given by root k by m. Clear? So this is the simple cases. So from here we can also derive an expression for time period. So you can put, as you know, that omega equal to 2 pi by t. So with the help of it we can solve it here like 4 pi square divided by t square x a, or we can also put it as like t square is equal to 4 pi square x by a, or t equal to 2 pi root x by a. So this is the expression for time period in case of simple harmonic oscillation. If we know the displacement of the particle and also acceleration of the particle, then we can calculate what will be the time period of the oscillation. And if we don't know these two terms, then how can we calculate it? So as you know that this is the relationship for the time period. So with the help of this relation we can also calculate it. As mass of the particle is fixed, force constant for the given body is fixed, then with this fixed things, frequency will be fixed and obviously time period will be fixed. So we can also calculate it with the help of this expression. So what will be the time period? That will be 2 pi by omega. So put the value of omega here. What will we get? That is 2 pi root m by k. So this is the time period for this body that is executing simple harmonic oscillation. We can calculate it easily with the help of this expression. Also we can calculate frequency of the oscillation. So the frequency of the oscillation is given by reciprocal of time period, or also with the help of omega you can calculate it as the frequency is given by 2 pi nu. Clear? So with the help of this we will get 1 upon 2 pi root k by m. So this is the frequency of the oscillation. So if you know the force value of force constant for the given body and also mass of the particle, then with the help of it easily we can calculate what will be the time period and frequency of oscillator in case of the given oscillator. Clear? So we can easily calculate it with the help of simple harmonic oscillations, derivations for the displacement, for the velocity, acceleration and other things. So I think in these discussions there is no confusion to you. How can we understand it? How can we explain the force law for simple harmonic oscillation, and what types of equilibrium there can be in case of harmonic oscillations. So in case of harmonic oscillations there will be only the case of stable equilibrium, and in that case the oscillations are possible. So that's why in damped, in forced or in simple harmonic oscillation we have taken the condition for equilibrium to derive the expression for the differential equation for the simple harmonic, or to get the solution for the all types of oscillations. That was the case was stable equilibrium cases. So I think that is clear to you. So the concept of force law and the time period which we have calculated, that is clear to you. So in case of time period, as you have seen that the formula that is equal to root k by m. So this is the formula when the body is performing only linear oscillation. So if suppose that we are uh, taking any heavy mass that is suspended by some thread, and we are performing this, then obviously this thread will make some angle from this point of suspension. Then in that case, with the along with linear, there can be angular uh, motion also. So in case of rotational motion or angular motion, obviously there will be an action of torque PL. So this is the case of the next examples which we are going to take for the performance of simple harmonic motion. So there are so many uh, things that can so many examples that can perform simple harmonic motion if we take them with some conditions, like if we are taking a thread that is flexible, that is inextensible, that is weightless. So such types of thread, and if we are just hanging tied a point heavy mass, that is also point mass, so that can perform the simple harmonic motion easily. So in daily life that is not possible to make point mass or such types of string. So what types of cases we can take for the performance of simple harmonic motion? So let's see all of them one by one. So the next case which we have to study, that is the case of simple pendulum. As I have told you that there can be a number of examples that is based on the simple pendulum. So we have to study all that cases here. Then which types of bodies can perform a simple pendulum. So in case of simple pendulum, which is the one which is executing the motion of simple harmonic motion. So as you know that simple harmonic motion is ideal types of motion. There we are taking the case of free oscillation. So the ideal simple pendulum, that can be defined as heavy point mass. Now just listen the words here. Heavy point mass that is suspended by an flexible, inextensible, frictionless string, and means or weightless string. So and that is free to oscillate to its equilibrium position. So suppose that if there is a thread that is attached to any rigid support here, and this thread has the property that is this is flexible, this is weightless, and this is inextensible. So this property it contains, and if a heavy mass is attached to it and it is now free to oscillate, then it will perform simple harmonic motion, and this type of system is known as simple pendulum. So I think the case of simple pendulum, that is clear to you. A heavy point mass that is attached to a weightless uh, inextensible, and also weightless inextensible string, and that is here which is supported by a rigid support here. So that's type of body, that's type of system, that is known as simple pendulum. And as you know that in our in a practical purpose, it is impossible to attain uh, uh, a point mass for the suspended particles. Means a heavy point mass is not possible. If the body will be heavy, then definitely it will have some shape for that. So if we are taking the consideration of point mass, then we have to take something uniform. So for this purpose we take a spherical body that is known as bob. So we call it, in case of simple pendulum, that is bob. And this bob is in solid sphere, and we can take say that its whole mass is concentrated at center. Means here we will take the concept of center of mass, and that center of mass will be less like the point mass. And also if we take a spoon cotton thread here, so that cotton thread will supply the purpose of all ideal simple pendulum. So nearly it will behave like the simple pendulum, and that if the bob will now free to oscillate, then in that condition it will perform simple harmonic motion. So I think as this thing is clear to you, what is the ideal simple pendulum, or what is the simple pendulum. So we have to actually describe here how can oscillations can be done here, and also what will be the frequency and time period of the oscillations here, and with which frequency and with which time period it will oscillate, we have to calculate it. So before calculating that, let's see which types of forces are acting on the body. So basically on body there are two types of forces that is acting. First, there will be some tension in the string. As this string is tied to this support, then obviously its tension will act in the direction of this center. And suppose this is O, this is A, this is P, this is Q. Clear? So what will be the here equilibrium position or mean position. So the point of suspension, that is A, and the point below to its means, if the length of the string is L, then below its length the point O is known as its equilibrium position or mean position. So this position will always lie below the point of suspension. So we can easily understand it, what will be the case of equilibrium position or mean position in case of simple pendulum. Clear? With the help of this point of suspension. So now let's see what types of forces are acting. So this is the one force that is acting, that is tension of the string. Second, if this body is, suppose it has m mass, then obviously its weight will act in this direction. Clear? This is the weight of the body, and if you will resolve it into its, suppose that here the angle, that is theta for the displacement x, and obviously if we will resolve it, then this will be also theta, and we will get here mg cos theta, and also in this direction mg sin theta. So you can see that here two forces due to this weight that is acting. One is opposite to the direction of tension, that is mg cos theta, and one is in the direction of the equilibrium position or mean position, that is mg sin theta. So this force, as this force will counterbalance this tension, and this force, as you are seeing that this is just like the restoring force. So this force will act to restore its original position. So what will be the case of simple pendulum? Simply when we will displace it by some angle theta, then after displacement its one component mg sin theta will balance this tension, and at this point this mg cos theta will balance this t, and this mg sin theta will have tendency to bring its equilibrium position, means it will act as the restoring force, and due to that restoring force and the angular displacement is occurred, a torque will act on the body that will be equal to this force into the length of the string, that is L. So this torque will try to restore the body to its mean position, and again due to this problem, due to the acting torque, body will start to oscillate to its equilibrium condition or equilibrium position. Clear? So this is the case of how the simple pendulum perform the oscillations here. So we can just write what will be the case of forces. So first force, that is tension, that is equal to mg cos theta, and the second force, that is the case of restoring torque, and as I told you that this will act as the restoring force, and due to this restoring force a torque will act on the body. So the value of torque, that will be equal to mg sin theta into L. Clear? So as this torque is in the opposite direction, so this we can take it just like minus, and if this theta, as here to perform simple harmonic motion, means the ideal oscillations, this theta should be small. So if it will not be small, then there can be the case of unstable equilibrium. So for the to get the stable equilibrium, the displacement should be small. So if theta is very small, then we can write in place of sine theta, that we can easily expand it to direction, and it can be written as theta. So this will be equal to mgl into theta. So from here we can say that tau is directly proportional to theta, or also we can write tau is equal to, if you are taking minus sign, then minus k theta. Clear? So this is just like the expression as we have just expressed in terms of simple harmonic motion. While we were discussing about simple harmonic motion, we have just say that the restoring force F is directly proportional to the displacement, and it will have always tendency to restore the body to its equilibrium position. So all here also we are seeing that here is a torque that is acting on the body. It has tendency to restore the body to its equilibrium position, and here this torque is acting on the angular displacement produced in the body. Means greater will be the angular displacement, greater will be the restoring torque on the body. So this is just like the case of simple pendulum, while we are taking the example of a spring Morse system. So in case of simple pendulum, we can understand it very easily. So with the help of this expression, we can say that what will be the value of K or force constant here. So this is just like mgl. So in case of simple pendulum, the force constant we can calculate it very easily. So this value will be K equal to mgl. So this value we will get here for the force constant. So we can calculate easily what will be the force constant in case of simple pendulum which we are taking. You can calculate with the help of mass, with the help of the measurement of this length of the spring, and you know already what is G, where we are performing this experiment. Clear? And if you know this factor, then we can calculate what will be the inertia in the body. So the inertia factor that can be clear at simple mass into distance square, as this is the angular displacement to the length of the body. So this is equal to ml square. Clear? And now if you see that formula for time period, as I told you, this formula, this is given by 2 pi root k by m. Clear? I have explained you this as I have to take it, that's why I have explained you. So here you are taking that this k, we can write this factor, that is the spring factor, means thread factor, spring factor, which we are taking. This k is that force constant, and this is the spring factor, and this m is also called inertia factor. So as you know that the inertia plays the same role as mass plays in case of linear motion. So as here angular motion is performing the Siemens pendulum is performing angular motion. So this k will this will be spring factor, and m will be inertia factor. So this is the spring factor and this is inertia factor we have calculated for simple pendulum. So if you put this value here, we can easily calculate what will be the time period of the oscillation. So what will be the t here? So finally t will be 2 pi root spring factor, that is mgl, and inertia factor, that is ml square. So after solving this, you can understand easily what will be the value that is obtained here, that g by l. So this is the time period of simple harmonic oscillator. We can easily calculate it with the help of only spring factor and inertia factor of the body. And here we are seeing that t is dependent on the acceleration due to gravity and length of the thread that is taken. So if at the certain condition, suppose that if on the surface or ground we are performing experiment, then therefore there if g is constant, then it will be dependent on the length of the system. So with the help of this expression you can say that if L will tend to infinity, then time period will be 0. Clear? Means if the length of, we will increase the length of the oscillate thread, or the simple whatever string we are using, then time period of the oscillations that will be 0, means in that case no oscillation will perform. So if we have to take this length to perform some oscillations, that should be also definite. We cannot take it of the indefinite space. And also if you put this L value of L is equal to 0, and what will be the time period? That will be infinite here. So you can understand this factor very easily with the help of this expression. So for rest of the things about the simple pendulum, what means, what will be the frequency here and what types of cases are possible here, that we will discuss in next class. So for today I think the case of simple pendulum, that is clear. So rest of the things let's see in next classes. So I think that's clear, then let's end it. Thank you guys.